morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you might be. My name is Marva B. I am the CEO and founder of Black Link Magazine, and I'm so excited to be here today, especially excited to have Joy with us and to hear her journey and the good things that she's doing in her community and for herself. It was just a pleasure, Joy, to meet you at the New Day Associates Fashion Weekend with the legendary John Blasingame. It was amazing. So go ahead and tell the world who you are and what you do.
Yes. Well, first, I'd like to say thank you so much for having me. And I do return the favor. It was absolutely amazing talking and chatting with you. My name is Anjoy Nay Jimson. I go by Joy for short. I'm 27 years old and I live in the city of Indianapolis, Indiana. And I'm your current title holder for the New Day Associates Full Figure Model of the Year.
All right. That was amazing. Congratulations on that. I got a chance to see you in your element. And it was just amazing to meet so many amazing people. Let's go ahead and let's just go through your journey and talk about how you got into the modeling world first. Was it something that you always wanted to do, or was this something that, happened as you matured and became, a young adult?
Right. So I've always been interested in the arts. So anything with the arts, pageantry, modeling, acting, theater, music. So when I was younger, my mom would put me into pageantry. So that's kind of where I got my feet wet. Now, pageantry and fashion are two totally separate worlds. However, they can kind of cross, you know, so I started off with pageantry between the ages of like 5 and 6. And from there, I did my first local pageant as I got older, around 14, 15. And it was when I had more control of my life. I was at 20, at 22, 23, when I was really able to like make my mark and really get exposure when it came to modeling. So I started to work with a young lady here in my city named Ange Blackhart, who actually gave me my first modeling opportunity with a show called Curvature, Battle of the Friends. And basically it was an opportunity where she allowed slim, thick women, is what we call them, the slimmer, thicker, curvy girls versus the full figure. And it was basically a celebration of all body types, friendly competition. And from there, I was like, this is my lane. And, like all of us throughout life, we go through points where we want to fit in, trying to find our place. And I definitely was that. Really never found their place, had a hard time fitting in with the crowd. But the cool thing about modeling is you don't have to talk to be seen, or you don't have to talk to be felt. And I've always been like a very shy, reserved person, but on that runway, that's where I feel like I shine and my personality is seen. So from there, it kind of skyrocketed for me. After that, I did a couple of national pageants. I started to participate in more local shows here in my city. I had the opportunity of working with, we talked about the fabulous Patrick and Miss Nicole Renee, who's absolutely amazing. I got to do the Black Expo with them. And then from there, I just kind of continue to, just put my foot forward, reaching out to local boutiques, seeing if I could model their products, reaching out to local photographers to see, hey, what can I do? Can I get with you? So I really just kind of did the footwork and doors began to open for me. And then last year, I met a gentleman named Kier via social media. And I told him that I was really hungry and I was really trying to get more exposure outside of my city. Right. And he instructed me to apply to participate in the Full Figure Model with John Blasingame. And now I'm sitting here talking to you.
Yes, congratulations. You said something that really makes sense, that you don't have to speak to be heard. When I sat there and I watched the models on the runway, it was just a different experience for me, something different than I ever had. And it's powerful. And each individual is different and they speak different as they walk down that runway, right? And so it's just amazing. It's just beautiful to me, to be seen in that light. And what is also beautiful, if you think back about and you think about modeling, it was the real little bitty petite women. They had this certain look, this certain things about them, right? When I came to this fashion show, it was not about that. It was not about that at all. And that's what made me really be in tune, because I'm not a slim, tall, skinny girl, and they're beautiful. All women are beautiful. And I think that's what made this especially special, because all types of women and men were involved in this. Yeah. So sometimes women, and I want you to speak to this, women have, it just as a woman, right? We have certain things about us that we hate. We have low self-esteem. Women deal with that, that no matter how beautiful we are, we on our own can find things that are not right. Tell me about a time, or tell me about an experience that you had or have when you felt like that, and what did you do to overcome that?
Yes, so I love this question because I think I personally feel I'm at the thick of that where I'm starting to kind of come out of it. So I'm not a thin girl myself. I've never been. I've always been a thicker girl. And so I would say the two biggest struggles that I have faced very hard in my life were one, my size, and then my personality. And if I had to put the two in order, I would put my personality first, because I don't know if you heard that. Have you heard that voiceover? It's like, the little TikToks, and it's like, I get raw from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. That is me. A huge personality. And I think the struggle with people who have very dominant or very loud personalities, you have to learn how to turn it on and off.
Right.
So as a child, I was very boisterous. I always knew what I wanted to do. I always knew where I wanted to go. And as a child, that can be perceived as aggressive, disrespectful. And so growing up, I used to hear, oh, you do too much. You're too much. You're this, you're that. So as an adult, it made me be very insecure with my voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do I speak up now? Do I wait? Do I speak up? Am I wrong? So I'm now getting at a place where I'm comfortable.
Yes.
And becoming more confident with who I am and my personality. And the way I got through that is acceptance, because I went through a phase where I try to be like everybody else. Okay, well, maybe I need to downplay myself. And it would kill me because I just have things I have to just say, or I've always, it's hard for me. And I just had to learn that you're not going to fit in every room, and you're not going to fit with every group. And if I had to give that advice to anybody is that's struggling with any type of insecurity, whether that be their personality, their skin color, their shape, is I feel like the first thing you have to do is accept. Like, the quicker you accept things about who you are, the easier your life will be. And I'm also in therapy. I'm a big advocate for therapy.
Yes.
And we had a session recently, and that was her thing that she told me. We talked about many different things. And she said, we have to accept, because this is who I am. No matter, what happens, no matter how angry I get, no matter how frustrated I get with these insecurities, I have to learn to grow, accept, and just move beyond with it. So I think right now at 27 years old, I'm going through the accepting process, accepting this big body, this big mouth, this big forehead. I'm just going through the accepting. And so that's what I guess, just accept. You have to accept it before you can.
I love that. And I love that we're going live. I love that you're being authentic, especially about seeing a counselor or whoever you see, because instead of it being something wrong with it, it's very right to do that, I think. And acceptance, that's a huge word, because no matter what, we can pile the makeup on, we can put the weave in, we can do whatever, but we're still who we are and who God created us to be. We can't change that. So you're right. The moment we accept that, then I think that we'll be okay. And what we were seeing, we were looking at you, and you were standing in that room taking those pictures, and we got the opportunity to say, yeah, do the red boots, or no, don't do that. It was your beauty. Your face was so beautiful. And your attitude was so, like, I didn't know that you had a loud personality. I just thought it was very somber, and that, so you have learned to turn it off and turn it on. And I think congratulations for accepting yourself, for going to see someone when you realize you need to see someone and talk to someone, because it helps. So congratulations on that. Black Link Magazine is all surrounded. Our whole purpose is to help people, and that's to see the struggles to success, right? And we want to keep our people in the forefront, showing that, yes, we struggle, but we endure and we succeed, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we stand for. So thank you for being here. Thank you.
For having me. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this more than you will ever know. I appreciate this. I really do.
Got it. So whenever you model, whenever you're in any pageants, you also have to, you do at some point have to talk in front of people, you know, that's part of the competition, right? Tell me how difficult that is for you to answer those questions. Like I was a judge and I was like, oh, I'm asking these questions, but I would be so nervous if I was on the other side. So I try to make everyone that stood in front of us feel really comfortable that it's okay. How do you
Yeah.
feel about doing that?
So honestly, it's hard. It is so hard for me. It is so hard because shockingly, even though I have this big, bright personality, I'm just all kind of compacted around here. I'm very shy. And people who know me be like, girl, stop lying. I'm like, I am. If I don't know you or if I'm not comfortable, I could be very reserved. So the biggest thing now is I just really go and be myself. I go be myself. And that is, I know that's so traditional and it's so cliche, but I honestly go and be myself. And I was telling my ladies, because they had an interview process this past weekend with the pageant, and I was telling them, don't think, just do. Because if you think about it, when you're talking to your daughter or you're
I
talking
love
to
it.
your,
Yeah.
just not thinking about, I'm not thinking about what you're, I mean, I'm listening to, so I can comprehend what you're saying and give you a response, but I'm not thinking like, okay, let me say this. I'm speaking from my heart. I'm being honest and I'm being myself. And that's when you get the best results. When you're not trying to sound politically correct. You're not trying to worry about, well, I know the other girl who came before me, she's been doing this. Let me try to outdo her. When you just go in and you be yourself, it's a beauty in that because there's nobody else like you.
That's
And
it.
I go and be myself. If I stutter, that's me because I talk fast. So that's just me. And I feel like it's a beauty and just being organic and honest. So I always just try to be me. Like even now, like, I don't know how this may be received, but I'm presenting the best version of me and this is who I am. So that's my method moving on. Don't think, just do, and just be you.
I love it. You're right. Like if you cannot if you cannot be in a room and be who you truly are, then you're not being authentic. You're not being true to yourself.
Mhm.
We can't go and change. It works better when we're just be who we are. It works
Yes.
much better because
Mhm.
people love the truth, the authenticity. You know what I'm trying to say. They love that. They love, just come and be who you are. Don't try to change for anyone
Yes.
and don't allow anyone to make you change just so you can be on their level or whatever it is. So kudos to you for that. You talked about the girls in the pageant of your own. Let's talk about that pageant. And because let me back up. As models, they always seem, what I see is they always seem to have a mission that they're on to help someone, whether it's for foster children like Miss American, whether it's for obesity, whether it's about being a full figure, whatever it is. What is that thing that you're doing to make a difference in people's lives?
Yes. So we get to talk about my baby. So Miss Essence World Elite is a national pageant system that's located here in the city of Indianapolis, Indiana. And we work with women from 6 all the way up to 45 plus. And the pure mission and the foundation, what we stand on is self. Everything starts with you. So that means our pillars are self-love, self-understanding, and self-determination. And the reason why I do this is because when I was younger, and we were just talking about how when you look on TV, we didn't see big Black girls. Lizzo didn't exist back then.
No.
We didn't have Ashley Graham back then. We
Oh.
didn't have the young lady who prayed, Gabrielle Sidibe, who's now going off to do amazing things. We didn't have those images. And so for me, I had a hard time finding representation. I had a hard time finding the big Black girl with the big mouth and a big personality. And so I was like, I struggled. I struggled a lot when I was younger. I was very rebellious. I wowed out. But I will fight at the drop of a dime because I was just so frustrated and I had all feelings and emotions and I didn't know what to do with them. So as an adult, I said, I want to do something and be what I didn't have. It's essence, the whole point of it is to give women purpose and to give them representation. That's why we don't stop. That's why we don't stop at 21 and 25, because I personally believe you don't really start living and getting that wisdom until you're about 30, 35. And so we need those women too. We need those women We need that representation. We need some of our elders, our seniors, and the people who are a little more wise in this. They need representation too. And so, creating a platform where women can take the things they've struggled with, things they felt insecure about, and make it a platform, and then they utilize our platform to get further. So that is the whole point and why Essence. Miss Essence is for the little girl who walks down the hallway and nobody notices her. It's for the girl who doesn't fit in the social groups. It's for the girl who's socially awkward. It's for the girl who knows she's that girl and she knows she's beautiful. It's a place for everybody. And we are cost friendly. So if anyone wants to participate in the Miss Essence World Elite pageant, the overall fee is $3.99, but if that's too costly for them, we have something called the optional categories. So they can participate either in the runway competition, the spokesmodel competition, community service competition, or essay. So it's a piece and a place for anybody. Maybe you can't do the whole $3.99, but you may have $35 and you can still come and get some of the experiences and different activities. So it's very much a big passion for me because I believe if we have stronger women in the households and the schools and at their jobs, they could be more effective mothers, effective wives, effective friends. So we are on year 3, and I am excited to see.
Congratulations.
I'm excited to see where this goes. And I just want to shout out to our winners, if that's appropriate, that just was crowned. Shout out to Anna Fentress, Miss Essence World Elite, Jasmine Howard, Queen Lotus Elite, and Latoya Brett Richards are the Miss Grand Royal Elite winners. Congratulations, ladies.
Congratulations, ladies. Now tell me the name of it again. You're kind of saying it fast for me. Miss Essence what? This okay?
So it's Essence World Elite.
Essence World Elite. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. So you said 3 years. Anything that we do, we have to put that we care about. We have to put our whole heart in. We have to make sacrifices, and it's not going to always be easy. Talk to the young lady or the young man that's trying to build a business, trying to build a nonprofit, trying to do something to be better, but are running into roadblocks and want to give up. What are you telling them?
Keep going, because you have to keep going, because you have to remember, even in the failure, even in the rejection, you're still a lot further than you were when you started. There's a lot more people that know who you are than when you started. For me, this weekend and getting it to where it needed to be was so hard for me, Miss Marva, from sponsors dropping out, from contestants dropping out, from people who were supposed to be there dropping out, from people who were supposed to do their part dropping out. If you are battling with, if you're just now starting, or if you're in it and it's not going the way you want, just remember your why. Remember why you started. And on this weekend, Miss Marva, I cried so much. I called my mama crying. And I just had to remember, why did you start Miss Essence? Why did you want to do it? And then I remember all the girls who are competing and how excited they were the whole weekend. It was times I was in their face laughing and then going back to my room crying.
Yeah.
So I remember why. And I had to look at, even though it was so stressful and it was certain parts of it I couldn't enjoy, I looked at the ladies and they're having the time of their life. And they're telling me, oh my, this was the weekend I'm never going to forget this weekend. This pageant had the biggest experience, the biggest impact on me I've ever had in my life. And I'm like, that's why I'm here. That's why. And so I just want to push those who are still trying to get to that point. Know that that point is going to come where you're going to see why you had to cry. You're going to see why you had to fail. You're going to see why, because it's going to make it, when you get to that point, so much more worth it when you get there.
Yeah. I don't know if this is appropriate. I can't remember what the lyrics are. I don't remember, other than I love tomorrow. Because anything that happens that didn't work out your way, or that you felt like you failed, there's tomorrow. If God is willing to allow you another day, there's always tomorrow. That's why I love tomorrow. So even through the storms, and God walks with you through this, he allows some of the storms so we can learn from them, but just know on the other side. So even though people dropped out on you, it worked. It happened. It still happened, right? It wasn't like it caused you to say, oh, we can't do it, we have to do it another time. No, you kept persevering and you made it. And so you're an example of why we shouldn't give up, right? We talk about people supporting us, and especially like the people we think are supposed to support us, right? People don't have to support us. Our dreams are not their dreams. So what do you do? What do you do, Joy, when you feel like no one, even in my hometown, is not supporting me and you feel lonely out there?
Yes, so that is like the I feel like I say that all the time. But on the flip side of the coin, I also say, prophets are honored in their own home.
Mm.
My method is, okay, I'm in this city because I think, and this may ruffle some feathers, but I'm gonna be honest on this tonight. In my hometown, in my city, it almost appears as if people don't jump on you or support you until it's popular or until it's the cool thing. So being that I've noticed that, I'm like, oh, okay, this person, okay, I see how it is. So it makes me go harder. And then I say, I'm gonna go out my city. I'm gonna go to New Jersey. I'm gonna go to Georgia. I'm gonna go to Chicago. And then that's because my mentality is you either gonna support me now or you're gonna support me later. You can get on the
I love it.
while it's new, or you're gonna get on the train when everybody is on it. But I just have such a fire right now, Miss Marva. I lost my brother last year. He was probably the closest thing to me. And I tell people that since his transition, I've just seen life differently. I'm learning life differently. And so I have this fire in me, like, I don't care who support me. I don't care who show up. I don't care who shares my posts anymore. I don't care who doesn't want to be my friend anymore, because I lost the closest person to me and I can't get them back ever. So I worry about who was going to support, who was going to be there, because I know for a fact that I'm changing lives. I know for a fact that I'm on my purpose and doing what God has for me. So I do get down still. I do get frustrated still. I do get irritated when I'm like, why ain't nobody support me? Why ain't no, this is a great thing. Like, I'm trying to help somebody. But I just know it's something bigger. And I know if I keep going, Miss Marva, I know that what I want is on the other side of whatever it is that I'm going through to get there. So
Yeah.
I'm on fire and I'm going to accomplish everything I set out that I say I'm going to do.
Keep that fire. Keep that fire, because remember that what is for you is for you, and cannot no one and nothing come between that. What God has for you, you're gonna get it.
Yes, ma'am.
It might not be tomorrow, it might not be next month, but you're not gonna miss it because God created that specially for you. So the people that don't support you, just remember they're not bad people. It's just that their dreams are not, your dreams are not their dreams. And that's it. Don't be mad at them. They're still good people, I guess, or whatever, whoever they are. God has something for them just like he has for you. So
Yeah.
I don't mean to get on here to preach, but I just wanted to give you that I love the motivation and the fire in you. I've been doing this thing for about almost 3 years as well. And it has been it has spiraled so quickly that I don't have time to worry about who don't support me, right? Long as I show up for me, that's all that matters. Okay, so remember that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that.
So what's next for you? What's next as far as the nonprofit? Let's talk about that a little bit.
So now we have our new winners. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to create as many opportunities for them as I can. So I'm currently working on our calendar to prepare for the next competition. But what we'll see in the duration of us preparing for the next competition and our next group of girls, our 3 winners are now going to take their platforms and reign on for a year. So they're already blowing my mind. I told them yesterday, because I don't want to work them too hard. I was like, hey, we're going to give you guys a break for the duration of the year. You guys can still post and share. And they're like, oh, well, we got events coming up on the 20th. We're doing this meet and greet. And then our Miss Essence World Elite, she was out doing stuff at the polls.
What do you call her? Miss Essence what?
She's our ultimate title, Miss Essence World Elite. She's out already at the polls in the elderlies. And so we're already kind of moving and shaking as far as seeing the ladies operating their platform. So the next thing for us is more community events, getting out in the community,
Yes.
more opportunities for women, more pageant workshops. I think pageantry has a big misconception. People think you have to look a certain way or be a certain way or be a certain age. So we have a phenomenal national director, Latoya Smith, who governs our workshops. She has over 20 years of pageant experience, and she is class act. Okay, so we'll be doing more workshops to get more exposure to our girls and let them know that you're already a queen, so you're not limited to competing in an actual pageant based off of how you look, because we accept everybody.
I
So
love
we're
it.
just trying to get more creative with how we expose our pageant system, and we're trying to get as many women involved as possible.
Well, we wish you nothing but success and the best. We'll see you at the top, right? We'll see you at the top, right?
Absolutely, you sure will.
Yeah. So go ahead and tell the people how they can reach you on all social media sites.
Yes. So if you would like to follow me, you can follow me on Facebook under Your Fave BBW. That's YAFAV BBW, or my personal page, Anjanae Jimson. That's ANJOYNAE Jimson, JIMPSON. And I also am on Instagram under Little Joy, LIL Joy _Jimson. And you can also follow my business page, Miss Essence World Elite on Facebook and Miss Essence World Elite on Instagram.
All right, you guys, go out and let's support our sister in everything that she's doing that's positive and that's making, that's creating change for the better for people in her world. And we just pray that it just spreads, like wildfire across the US and internet. I mean, whatever your dreams are, we hope that you, we pray that you go and fight for it, because we got to have a little fight in us in order to get the things that we want. We got to just, and we have to make sacrifices. So continue to do that. You're a beautiful person. Don't let anyone tell you anything different, but keep being who you are. Never change for that. So we will be following you on all those sites. I've just been following you on IG, but now that I know where else I can find you, we'll follow you there as well. We appreciate you being here. We're going to go for now, you guys. Remember, respect yourself, respect each other. God bless.